If you're in your 40s and you're wondering how to get into the best exercise regime at your age, then watch this video because I'm going to show you the exact strategy of how you can get fitter, leaner, stronger, performing at your best, whilst also protecting your joints and not getting hurt, and also looking better and feeling better than what you did in your 20s. By the end of this video, you will know the exact methods that you need to implement in order to be able to get great results for your age. You will also have the exact structure of how to bring this into play to work for you and your lifestyle. But then also we're going to talk and discuss about the techniques and the exercises that you need to put into place that's going to really work for you to be able to get the most out of these to get the best results for your body. As we move into our 40s, let's have a look at the issues and the problems that we're going to face before we start entering into our exercise regime. First of all, we're going to have low testosterone levels, which is going to make us tired and more lethargic a lot quicker, so we're not going to have the energy that we used to have. We're going to have stiff and aching joints because either we've overused these muscles for a long period of time, or we haven't used these muscles much, we've been sat down a hell of a lot, which has just tightened all the muscles throughout the whole of the body. And also as well, we're going to have less time because we're going to have responsibilities, be it family, be it obviously career responsibilities, etc. So we've got to find and choose a strategy here that's first of all going to be effective and also can fit within your lifestyle. This is the reason why I use principles, strategies, and techniques. So first of all, we need to look at the principles. What are the things that we know that definitely work 100% all of the time? Secondly then is there, how do we then create a strategy that then can then deliver on these principles? And then thirdly, it's about looking at what are the best techniques in order to be able to utilize with inside that strategy, which will then deliver on the principles for you. So let's start off with a couple of simple principles that we know is true and works. Number one is cardiovascular training. We know that the more cardiovascular training that we do and the better that we get, the more that we develop mitochondria. And the more mitochondria that we develop, then the more ATP is available. And ATP is the energy currency of the body. So on a cellular level, we are starting to now increase our energy levels because we are producing more of that mitochondria. Not only that, we can also start to look at cognitive decline as well if we don't improve our cardiovascular fitness. And so by improving our fitness levels, it's great for the brain, it's great for executive function, and it also helps us keep away the likes of Alzheimer's in the later years. So cardiovascular training is an excellent way to go to get energy levels, but also to start taking care of this. Okay, the next principle is functional training. This is the aspect of moving the body in multiple patterns that we were designed to move in. The human body moves forwards and backwards, it moves side to side, and it also moves in rotation as well. So when we're doing the movements of everyday life, like walking, climbing, twisting, turning, bending, etc., these are all the patterns that we utilize day in, day out. And so if we want to be able to do all of these things for a long period of time throughout our lives, then we need to be able to train this way as well. And so functional training is the aspect of more dynamic training to be able to get your body to be able to move better in performance sports, in just everyday physical activity, and just so you can actually enjoy a physical and active lifestyle. So that's what functional training will deliver for you. But also, people might complain and say, oh, well, you're not going to make the muscles grow or whatever because we want to look better. Okay, that's just a load of nonsense. Remember the principles behind growing muscles. It's all about the intensity that we can place on the muscle tissue itself. So all we do is we just utilize that within functional training. So when we are moving the body more dynamically, we just do it to a point whereby it becomes that difficult that we start to be able to fail. That will then impact the muscular system, but it also will do it in a way whereby the body can move a lot better, more dynamically. So we're getting two birds with one stone. And when we are short on time, that's exactly the thing that we need to be able to do. Third principle is mobility. This is what is not being talked about enough within the fitness industry. There's too many people out there all promoting how to get these a lot bigger without even appreciating the actual joints themselves and ranges of movement, okay? And so we've got to start looking at the protection of the joints and how they move really well. Because the more that your joints become stiff and tight and unable to be able to move in those different directions, then the more problems that you are going to have. And it won't be long before you're going to go in for surgery on knees, hips, backs, etc. And we want to avoid all of that. So the more that we can kind of protect our joints and keep them mobile and keep them supple and moving dynamically and controlled in different end ranges, then the longer that we are able to do more fitness, more training, more strength, etc., do all the things that we want to do day to day within our lives. So mobility has to be one of the top priorities as we are training now inside our 40s. So let's start off now with your cardiovascular training. What to do, how to do it, and when you're going to be able to do this. So first things first is, regardless of what your ability level is right now, what I suggest is that you utilize this now to make sure that it works well for you. So with regards to cardiovascular training, just start off small. There's no need to be like trying to kill yourself, and there's no need to be doing like a ton of cardio throughout the whole of the week, because we've got 3 different components of training that we need to think about that have got to be implemented within your structure. So with regards to cardiovascular training, let's make it simple, let's make it easy. First of all, I want you to start off with doing 2, possibly 3, but no more than 3 cardiovascular training sessions per week. In terms of what you are going to do, it is entirely up to you. What works best? For me personally, I have a bias towards running, so running works incredibly well. But if you've got some pre-existing injuries that are kind of limiting your ability to be able to run, or maybe it is that you just absolutely hate running, then don't do that, okay? That's fair play. So look at what we can do instead. Is it that we go cycling? Is it that we just use like the rower in the gym? Is it that we go swimming? Whatever it is for you that's going to work best for you, what's your favorite thing to do right now, is just go and do that. That is the best and most effective way to go and do it. Is what's the thing that you really enjoy doing right now, okay? And just get straight to it. If you hate all of those things, then you know what? Choose your poison, all right? So you've just got to get this stuff done. So what I'd like you to do is just to start scheduling some time, okay, when you are going to be able to do this, okay, yeah, 2 to 3 times a week for 20 minutes only. That's all you need to do. In terms of the intensity of the training session, it needs to be simple, it needs to be easy. Do not flog yourself, okay, yeah? All I want you to do is start to build up some conditioning. And to do that, we just need to build up consistency. And to build consistency, we need to go easy on the body, okay? Just take our time and slowly work our way up over time. But to start with now, for at least the next 6 weeks, is just do 2 to 3 cardiovascular sessions per week, and just do it at an easy, steady pace, okay? Just around about 60 to 65, at a maximum 70% of your max, okay? So do not go too hard, too heavy, because you're only gonna trash your body and then you won't be doing anything for a week, all right, yeah? So just start that first, get into the habit of actually training from a cardiovascular perspective. That's all you need to do. Fix the habit, okay? Get into that kind of flow of just doing that each week. And soon enough, your cardiovascular system will really start to kind of develop in time. When you get past, 6 weeks, that's when you can start playing around then with the likes of tempo, bringing in some like threshold sessions, where you're really kind of going at a higher rate, bringing in interval work where you're going fast and slow, etc. So you can figure out all those things later on down the line. The first thing you need to do is get consistent and just get that conditioning going. Make it easy for yourself, okay? Short amount of time, 20 minutes, and then the job is then done. That level of consistency then, make sure that you really will be able to adhere to this, okay? Because that's the key issue with this here is the adherence. And so long as you kind of keep that consistent, then you're gonna kind of be getting to where you want to be. So make sure that it's easy, 20 minutes, easy run, that's all you need to do, or whatever cardiovascular training that you're gonna kind of choose, all right? Look at your diary now, when can you do it? I'd suggest first thing in the morning is an excellent time to be able to go and do that and get it done and out of the way before the day starts, okay? But look at your schedule, whatever's gonna work for you, 20 minutes, hit your cardio, nice and easy, nice and simple, okay? So there's your cardio training schedule. In terms of your strategy, worked out for you there, go and get that done. So the next part of your strategy or your training framework is gonna be functional strength. So what we wanna do with this now is look at how we can now start to apply this. Functional strength is going to be the main meat of your training. This is the one that needs to then really kind of take up the most of the time in regards to your training program. So what I would suggest for this is 3 times a week is that you spend between 30 minutes to 60 minutes doing a functional training session, okay? In terms of what we're gonna do in that session, we'll come to that when we get to the technique section in this video. However, with regards to the actual framework itself, first of all, you need to create that time. So look at when you can get into the gym, or even if you just have 30 minutes to an hour, whether you train at home, you don't need to have gym equipment. That's the beauty of functional strength training. You can do this from home, all right? So this is the key, is you need to find that time when you're going to do it. So 3 times a week, we need at least 30 minutes, preferably 60 minutes, okay? 3 times a week to then carve out your functional training strength sessions, all right? Gym works obviously great because the environment and you've got your hands on extra bit of kit, okay? Otherwise, the home training space that it is, all right, okay? If that's the way that you need to go, then fill your boots. Okay, whatever is going to work for you. Remember, you've got to be consistent, and the only way to be consistent is to make sure that you can do these things, all right? So don't be trying to doing things that are just kind of out of range or out of scope. So make sure that it's easy, make sure that it's simple, make sure that you can get there to be able to do it. In terms of the intensity of your functional strength training, okay, you want to start working towards a moderate level. When you very first start out some of these exercises, you are going to be sore, all right, yeah, for quite a while. So don't break your neck with it, okay? Yeah, don't be kind of like, again, flogging yourself and so you can't move for about 5 days, okay? So that's not the way to go, all right? Start off nice and easy, again, at a moderate kind of pace with regards to that functional training session, okay? So with regards to how you're going to structure that, like I mentioned to you, we'll talk about the exercise and the technique side to it, but with regards to the actual framework of those training sessions, what you need to do within those space of say 30 minutes to 60 minutes is break them down into actual sets and reps to start off with. Don't put this into a circuit format again when you're just absolutely killing yourself one exercise after another, okay? That can come further on down the line once you are a lot fitter. So to start off with, just do sets and reps. So take say 4 exercises at a maximum. To be honest with you, 3 would actually probably work better. Just do those 3 exercises of those functional strength exercises and just start there. Just do sets of 10 to 15 with whatever you can manage on those specific exercises and then move through. Give yourself some rest, do the next one, give yourself some rest for say 2 minutes and then go on to the next one. Go back to the start it again. You know, conduct the exercise, give yourself 2 minutes rest, same again, repeat, and just go through those 3. Just keep on going through those 3, all right? So that's the way that I want you to be able to manage this, okay? Is just to have 3 exercises, that's all you're gonna need to start off with, and you're gonna deliver the exercise for between 10 to 15 reps, whatever you can manage within that exercise, and then you're gonna take 2 minutes rest before moving on to the next one, and then just kind of keep repeating that cycle, keep going through until you finish the 30 minutes or the 60 minutes, all right, if you've got the time. Okay, so if you're still here watching this video, then well done to you. You're obviously finding this useful. What I'd like you to do is actually do me a big favor, and can you just like this video and obviously subscribe. The more people that subscribe to this channel then, the more that it really kind of helps me out. So do us a quick favor, just press that button for me, much appreciated. Okay, so next up now is mobility. Okay, so this is the kind of the glue that holds everything all together here with regards to fitness training and regards to strength training as well. So mobility is the thing that keeps the joints healthy and keeps them moving in multiple directions without causing us problems over time. It starts to help really release the connective tissue, you know, tendons, obviously joint capsules, ligaments, everything. It really kind of helps with all of that, the fascia across the body. So the more that we can mobilize the body, okay, yeah, the more the body can move really well, the less restriction then you have, the less the tight muscles and the pulling on those different joints as well. So this is what mobility training will do for you, so it's really important. The key with mobility, again, with everything else really, is consistency. We only need a small amount of time with mobility, okay, but we need to do a lot more of it. So here's how you're going to structure your mobility routine out. What I'd like you to do is to put it into your diary by doing 15 minutes every single day. Yeah. It's a 15-minute a day job, okay? So we need to kind of really push this as a little bit of a priority. The most important thing is that you're able to move well. The more that you can move well, the better then you can train, more effective that you can train without pain, okay? That is the key point here. You want to be able to train well and push your body further on down the line without causing a whole load of problems. If you are tight, stiff, poor posture, tight joints, then guess what? You're going to make things a hell of a lot worse. So mobility is an important thing to you to do. Do it every day, okay? And I promise you, within 2 to 3 weeks, you'll feel like a different man, okay? So I want you to practice mobility every single day for 15 minutes. Best time of the day to do it, first thing in the morning, without a doubt. Get yourself up while you're putting the coffee on, quick glass of water, and do your mobility drills, okay? Just kind of keep going through. Same here, okay, in terms of an easy structure. Just pick 3 exercises, 3 simple mobility exercises that you will probably find actually quite painful to do at the start, because as with mobility, you've got to kind of get right deep into the joints and right deep into the range of motion. So it will become hard work for you. Just moving in particular positions to mobilize different joints in different areas, you'll probably start to get a sweat on. But again, within 2 to 3 weeks time, once those joints are moving a lot better, it will just naturally feel easier for you to move in and out of different positions, all right? So that's what the consistency will do for you. So 3 simple exercises, mobility exercises. We'll discuss that again within the techniques element to it. Pick 3 ones, nice and easy, nice and simple, that are going to really kind of work for you. You know, so if you've got obviously really tight hips and a little bit of an achy back, then jumping into some deep hip stretches deep mobility work, if I can say it, will work really effective for you. Okay, yeah, so I'll kind of go into that in the next part now. Okay then team, so mobility every day, 15 minutes, just make sure that goes into the diary and it just gets done first thing in the morning while the coffee's brewing, away you go. Okay, so moving on to the next step now, which is moving in towards the techniques, which is obviously the nitty gritty details of things. So we've covered the strategy element to it, okay? So that's the basic framework and the structure of how to implement this routine, okay? So there's your strategy there. Now let's look at obviously the things that we can now do. Now, first of all, in regards to your cardiovascular side to it, okay, that's all over to you in terms of the things that you want to do, okay? So that's quite simple and straightforward, as I've kind of mentioned towards in the strategy there. With cardiovascular work, it's just a simple case of finding what works for you best. What is it that you enjoy doing, and then away you go. So that's the easy side there of the cardiovascular side taken care of. When we start to look now at functional training, and when we start to also look at obviously the mobility aspect to it, there's a hell of a lot of things there to think about and consider based upon your ability, based upon the things that you may have going on within your body in terms of maybe muscle imbalances, etc. I can't do that because obviously I'm not with you and I can't see what the issues or problems are. So here's the thing that you need to do. If you now go to this playlist, which is just up here, you can go to that playlist on there, okay, and you will find functional strength training exercises, and you'll also find a list of mobility exercises there for you to be able to do. So what I want you to do is go to the playlist, and I want you to find some exercises that you think that you can implement that feel okay for you to be able to do and practice, and then start playing around with those there. So take 3 different functional strength exercises, and then take 3 deliberate mobility exercises as well, and then start utilizing them. Just start using them in your day-to-day and start bringing it in, okay, and start using it within your actual program. So remember how the framework is. You pick your 3 functional strength moves, okay, then you look then obviously in terms of integrating that with your training program. All you're gonna do is those 3 different things. You're gonna do 10 to 15 repetitions, you're gonna have 2 minutes rest, and then you're gonna move into the next one, and then the next one, and keep going through for your 30 to 60 minutes. Remember with your mobility, pick 3, okay, yeah, 3 that you think, okay, that might help me out there. Have a quick go with that, see how you get on with it, and then bring that in every single day. With regards to the actual, the side of mobility, like I say, is 15 minutes a day. Spend around about 60 seconds of mobility on each side of whatever it is that you're doing. So obviously you'll do one side and then do the other, okay? If it's an exercise that in essence is using both at the same time, okay, yeah, so it's more kind of bilateral, then you do it then for 2 minutes, okay? So get to work on that. All you've got to do is just pick out there something that's going to help you out that you can see, give it a quick go, and just start practicing it, okay? That is then about you playing around with that. You can modify some of these exercises as well, okay? If it's moving foot positions, if it's moving hand positions, so you can get into particular spaces, and that's absolutely fine, okay? Yeah, just fill your boots. That's all about what technique is that you take something, you have a go at it, it doesn't quite work, change things around a little bit until it suits you, okay? So this is what kind of individualization is. So when I'm training my clients and I take them through these routines, you know, there'll be specific things that, you know, people might say they've got to have a foot here or whatever it may be. I will look first of all of where my clients are, you know, so all of my online coaching clients, I'll say, right, okay, here's your exercises here, let me see you do them. And then when they struggle in certain areas, then I'll then just make those adjustments for them. And so this is all about you being able to do it, okay? And that's all I'm looking for you to be able to do at this point. So make any adjustments that you need to, so you're able to do this. So I'll give you a quick example of, so let's just say it's press ups, okay? So if you're doing press ups, I'm asking you to move your arms forwards and backwards, and it's too difficult for you to do, or you feel as though your hips are dragging down, okay, because your stomach's not as strong, all right, and you feel something on your lower back, okay, then fair enough. Then just go to your knees, okay? So go to your knees and then continue on doing that same movement pattern there, all right? So that's just like a quick example of how you can start to tweak things. So you can regress things down to make it a little bit easier, change hand positions, foot positions, angles, etc., so it works and it fits for you. That's what techniques is all about. It's taking some little bits of information of different things that you're going to do, different movements, and then change them to suit you. Okay, so go away now and practice that. Check out the playlist, okay? You'll see it again at the end of this video. Check that playlist out there, and then just pick some of the mobility moves and some of the functional strength moves, 3 of each, and then start bringing that then into your daily and weekly training routines. Okay, so it's time for you now to stop training like you did in your 20s and start really moving into here, training smart for in your 40s. use those principles that we've gone through there. Cardiovascular training, functional strength training, and mobility work as well, okay? Use those blend of 3 because it's gonna really help you perform at your best and look great, okay? So make sure that you get into work with that. With regards to any help or support, if you need me, then obviously just get in touch. I'll leave a link below, okay, yeah, to my coaching program. Just click the link there, you can see all the details, and yeah, if you wanna kind of jump in or have a call, then obviously the link is there with all the details on, all right, yeah? So help you out there, no problem at all. I can assess you, take you through the whole kind of system, how it all works, go through all of those things there that I've mentioned to you, create a real highly individualized training program for you and get you into the best shape of your life, okay, yeah? So if you need any help or support for that, then just click the link below. If you just wanna have a look at some more things and have like a bit of a guidebook and support, then I have an over 40's, if I can say it, over 40's fit body blueprint as well. So if you just click the link below, you can download that free blueprint and it gives you more ideas in terms of the things that you need to be able to do to help yourself train and moving into your 40s. So that's there as a complete free guide for you. Again, just click the link below, okay, and you can download and access that there. Okay then, so I hope you put that all into play and I hope it really kind of works well for you. It will, okay, if you start going at it, okay, really well. So get going on that. If you've got any questions, then feel free, just comment below and I'll happily guide you through anything that you've got, all right? And so have a good one, take it easy, and I'll see you on the next video.